Good morning, my YouTube viewers. This is Crystal here, and I wanted to make a new video for you. And in this new video, what I wanted to talk about was how you make a simple AI agent in Excel's VBA. And so what I did was I made a spreadsheet. You can see the spreadsheet that I have made here on the screen. And so you've got the waste broken down into type of waste, which is clinical and domestic. You've got the location. I've got Reading, Bracknell, University in Windsor. I've got the description of the waste. I've got the type of container that the waste is put in. I've got the size of container that the waste is put in. I've got how many tons of waste has been collected, and I've got the cost of the waste. And this is just information that I have made up. So it's not information that I've taken from any source. It's just made up information. And then so what I did was I created a AI agent in Excel VBA, and when I ran the agent summarized the data, and it created a new page. So it had type of waste, which was clinical and domestic. The total waste was 9 and 4.45, and the cost of the waste was 6165 and 1800. So that just summarized the waste. And you can make your AI agent do anything that you want it to do, but in this instance, we just summarized it as being clinical and domestic. So what I have done is I created a module in Excel VBA to which I ran, and then when I ran the module, it analyzed the data and it gave me a new spreadsheet called summary. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to actually go over the code for this agent that I created in Excel VBA Basic. I'd like to say at this point that the reason why I haven't used Copilot to create an agent is because it's not yet available on personal copies of Excel. If you have a work copy or a student copy, you can create an agent in Copilot, but it's not yet available in personal copies. So you have to use Excel VBA at this point in time. But at some point, Copilot is going to allow people who have personal copies of Excel to create an agent. And then when that happens, I'll create an agent in Excel v Copilot. So the first thing we do is we create our subroutine, a sub-waste analysis agent, and that's what it's called. That's what this module is called. We define WS as a worksheet. We define last row as long. We define I as long. We define dict type as object. We define dict location as object. We define W type as a string and LOC as a string. We define weight as double and cost as double. We define ARR as variant. So we define total weight as double and total cost as double. And we define AVG cost per ton as double. So now we're going to set up the agent. We're going to set WS equals this workbook dot sheets, and it's going to be the waste sheet that I just showed you. And the last row equals ws.cells, brackets ws.row.count, comma A, and then end xlup.row. And then set dict type equals create object, scripting dictionary, set location equals create object, scripting dictionary. So now we're going to set up the main loop. So it's going to go over every row in the spreadsheet that I have created that has text in it. So for I equals 2 to last row, so it can't be 1 because the first row is going to be the title of the columns. So W type equals trim, brackets WS dot cells, brackets I, 1 dot value, LOC equals trim, brackets WS dot cells, I, 2 dot value, weight equals val, brackets WS dot cells, brackets I, 7 dot value, cost equals val, brackets WS dot cells, brackets I, 8 dot value. So we skip rows with no waste type or location. If W type does not equals 0, then if not dict type dot exist, brackets W type, then dict type W type equals array, and then it's going to be 0 hash, 0 hash, indef. ARR equals dict type, brackets W type, ARR0 equals ARR0 plus weight, ARR1 equals ARR1 plus cost, dict type, brackets W type equals ARR, and then you have an indef. If loc does not equals 0, and loc is short for location, if not dict location dot exist, brackets LOC, then dict location loc equals array, brackets 0 hash, 0 hash, indef. ARR equals dict location, bracket loc, ARR 0 equals ARR0 plus weight, ARR1 equals ARR1 plus cost, dict location loc equals ARR, indef. So total weight equals total weight plus weight, and total cost equals total cost plus cost. Then you have next I, and then what it does is it iterates through every row in the spreadsheet until there's nothing written in column A or column B. So we're going to avoid division by 0. If total weight equals 0, then message box, no weight data found, dot, cannot compute averages, exit sub, and if. So that just exits the subroutine, and the subroutine won't work anymore. Average cost per ton equals total cost divided by total weight. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create another sheet in the spreadsheet, and that sheet is going to be the output of the analysis. Dim output WS as worksheet, on error resume next, set output WS equals this worksheet dot sheets bracket summary, on error go to 0. If output WX is nothing, then set output WS equals this workbook dot sheets dot add, output WS dot name equals summary, indef. And then output WS dot cells dot clips. And then now we're going to create the headers. Output WS dot range, A1 dot value equals waste type, output WS dot range, B1 dot value equals total waste, output WS C1 dot value equals total cost. So we're going to write the waste type summary. So dim row out as long, row out equals 2. Dim key as variant. For each key in dict type dot keys. Output WS dot cells row out, 1 dot value equals key. Output WS cells row out, 2 dot value equals dict type key brackets 0. Output ws dot cells row out, 3 dot value equals dict type key brackets 1. Row out equals row out plus 1. Then you have your next key. And then now it gives you your final message. Message box analysis complete dot check the summary sheet dot, and then it says VBCRLF and average columns per ton equals format AV cost per ton, comma, and then pounds, and then it formats it for pounds. And that is the end of this module. And then when you run the module, first thing I would do is I would save it. And then after you save it, you run it. And when you run the module, then what the module does is it analyzes the data, gives you an analysis, and it gives you the analysis and a new page in the worksheet. And you can see you've got waste type being clinical and domestic, total weight is 9 and 4.45, and total cost is 6165 and 1800. So that's a very simple agent that you can use to in Excel VBA. And we have to do this for the time being because we do not yet have a Copilot that creates agents in Excel personal copies. If you have a work copy, which I don't have, or if you have a student copy, which I don't have, you can create an agent in Copilot. But until we get the Copilot agents facility in the personal copies, we can't do that. So that concludes this video on how to create a simple AI agent in Excel VBA. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching my video. And I will be making some more videos for you about a technical subject in the very near future.